Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another Odoo 19 tutorial by Cybrosys. Today in this video, let's talk about the purchase module of Odoo 19. Y'all know purchase is one among the core modules of Odoo, right? We have sales, inventory, accounting and all. Likewise, purchase is one among the important modules of Odoo. Using this module, you can seamlessly manage your purchase activities where you can manage RFQ, billing, the vendors and all such things. So let's move on to the video and see how purchase looks like. So now let's take a look at how the purchase module looks like. Here you have the purchase, I'm opening that. And purchase and sales, if you take, in terms of sales, it's the quotation and the sale order. Okay, and then there you have the customer. So here in purchase, it's the RFQ, purchase order, and comes the vendor. So that's the difference. It's completely the opposite, but it may look the same. Okay, but don't get confused of the terms which are used in both the modules. Now, once you open the purchase module, the very first thing that comes right in front of you is the RFQs. So it shows a list of all the RFQs that have been created in your system. Now, if you take a look at the status, you can see certain RFQs are in RFQ state. Some are in RFQ send, you can see. And the other ones are confirmed ones, which has turned out to be a purchase order. Okay, so this is how the different statuses of RFQs look like. Now, we have some other data on top of the dashboard itself. Now, you can see different counts showing 11 new, 1 RFQ send and all. This will give you an idea of how much RFQs are lying on different stages. Now, you can see 4 are under late receipts, 5 are not acknowledged yet, 12 RFQs are late right now, 1 RFQ is only sent so far, and 11 are the new ones that are been created. Okay, so these much data is what the purchase dashboard is giving you. So right now, we'll do the flow of the purchase module. That is, we'll create an RFQ, okay? Then we'll confirm it to a purchase order. Then you can create a bill. Then you can continue with the payment. You can add a vendor. All such things we'll do in a stretch. So to create a new RFQ, what you have to do is click on new. Okay, so you have the new over here. Click on that. And this is the RFQ creation form. Once you click on this, you will have to add a vendor. Okay, in terms of sales, it will be the customer, but here you will be having to add a vendor. So click on this field and it will give you a drop down out of which you can choose a particular vendor. So let it be Abigail. Okay, then you can add a reference. So it can be a reference of the sale order, like you can see the field help over there. I'll read it out for you guys. Or a bid sent by the vendor. It's used to do the matching when you receive the product, as this reference is usually written on the delivery order sent by your vendor. So this is basically for easy identification. Okay, so if you write the reference number on the box that you receive, you'll get to know who sent this and all, right? So it's just for the reference as the name indicates, but it's not a mandatory field, like you don't have to mandatorily fill it out, no. Then comes the agreement. So there is a thing called the purchase agreements. Okay, I'll keep it aside for you guys. Now we'll have to talk about the purchase templates, the blanket order, the purchase alternatives. So let it be there. Then comes the order deadline, and that will be like by default, the day on which you create it will be the order deadline. So you can choose it and change the date accordingly. Then you have the expected arrival date. Okay. So, like based on the data, it will be calculating it. So, I've already clicked on that. Now, we don't have any particular data for this particular vendor. That's the reason why it doesn't show anything. Okay, so I'm going back to the purchase order. And then you can add the expected arrival here itself. I am putting it as 20th. Then you can see delivered to. So, that can be chosen from here. By default, it will be the receipts itself. And you have one more thing here, which is ask confirmation. So, like, if you check this, it will be asking how many days before. See, you can see how many days before. Like, if you specify a count over there, what happens is that before this much days, a confirmation mail will be sent to you. Okay, so you can confirm it. Like, are you sure about receiving the product? You can confirm it. Like, you can choose how many days before the expected arrival or the arrival date, this confirmation should be sent to you guys. Okay, so that is what is set over here. Then comes the order lines where you have to set the product. So, under the product, you can see add a product. Click on that. and you'll be getting all the products that are there on the system. So you can choose one product from there. So I'm choosing the whiteboard pen. You can set the quantity here. I'm setting it to 5, and the unit price also can be set from here, as this is the purchase. So I am setting the unit price as 5, and based on that, the total amount will be calculated. Now, after doing all such things, you can see it's in RFQ stage itself. If you send this RFQ, what happens is that it will go to the stage which is RFQ sent. So I'm clicking on send RFQ. So what happens is that this particular thing which is right now lying on the RFQ will move to the stage RFQ sent. So this will be the mail that was going to be sent to the vendor. So you can click on send. If you have any edits over this, you can do that. Okay, that's the reason why it shows such a wizard. Now this has been sent. Now you can see the confirm order button has become active. So a confirmed RFQ is what we call as purchase order. So I'm clicking on confirm order. Okay, now this is a purchase order, and the next step is to receive the products, as well as you can see a new smart tab called receipt. So click on the receipt where you can validate it, like the demand quantity and the quantity that has been delivered can be validated from here. So I'm validating it over here. That has been done. Now let's go back to the purchase order. So here you can see the bill section where you can upload the bill. Okay, so all such things you can see, and here you have one more thing which is unlock. Now in the configuration settings, there is a setting called lock confirmed purchase order. So what happens is that once it's locked, no further operations can be done. Like once you confirm the RFQ, it will get logged as well. So you can unlock it from here. So further operations can be done. Okay. Now if you go to the receipt, you can see the printing option, the return option and all. You can see the moves as well as the barcode corresponding to it. Okay. So this is how it works. Okay. So that's the locked confirm orders. Now if you go to the configuration settings, you can see lock confirmed orders. So this is the reason why automatically a confirmed RFQ is getting locked. So let it be there. That's how you perform the RFQ. Like that's how you create an RFQ and confirm it to a purchase order. Okay, that's how it works. Now we have the other option, which is the purchase orders. In the purchase orders, you can see the ones, that is the RFQs that are confirmed to purchase order. Only purchase orders can be seen from here. And the other thing that you can do is you can create an RFQ from here as well. Like a purchase order can directly be created from here. It's exactly the same thing. It's only that the purchase order, the ones that are purchase orders will be displayed over here. Only the purchase orders, okay? So that's the second option. And then you have the main thing, which is the purchase agreements. So if you can't find this over here, go to the configuration, then go to the settings. Here you have this thing called purchase agreement. So you have to enable this. And then you have one more thing, which is the purchase alternatives. So make sure you enable this as well. Now I am just disabling the lock confirmed orders because I don't want to lock it. Like you've already seen how it looks like. So I don't think a further talk about it is needed. So purchase alternatives is also enabled as well as the purchase agreement. Now if you go to the orders, you will be like, if you haven't enabled it yet, means only after enabling it you get such a menu. So click on the purchase agreements. Now here you can create a new agreement. Now in the agreement you have two types, which is a purchase template and the blanket order. So I'll first talk about the purchase template. You guys might have heard about the quotation template. What happens inside it is that you will set a ready-made template, and this can be used in terms where you need it. Okay, like suppose if you have a customer or a vendor from whom you are always ordering the very same product. So every time, rather than going and creating an RFQ every time, you can set a template, and whenever in need, you can use this template over there. Okay, so that's the reason. It is to save your time. That's it, nothing else. So here I'm setting a template. Now, it's not compulsory that you have to specify a vendor. Okay, if you specify a vendor, in terms of that vendor only, you can use this template. So I'm leaving it as empty, and then I'll add some products. So let it be screw quantity. I'm giving it as 5. Then you have the bolt over there, where I'm giving the quantity 5 itself. Unit price also can be specified, okay. Then I'll put whiteboard pen, which is also of the quantity 5. Then the unit price, I'm setting 5 for everything. It's just a random rate, okay? That's it. So this is how you add the products in the order lines. Now what you have to do is you have to confirm it. So what happened is that now you have created a purchase template. Now in two ways you can use this. The very first thing is to create a quotation out of this template itself. You can see new quotation. So if you click on new, every data will be filled up other than the vendor. Like we didn't mention the vendor. If you mention the vendor means a quotation with exact data that you give in the template will be created. So this is the first way. Then you can proceed. What do you say for that? You can complete the procedure. That's it. So I'm discarding it. Now if you go to the RFQ and create a new one, so click on new, and here you have the agreement. So in the agreement, I'm choosing that this is the one that we created. Choosing that, you can see the product has come over here. All other data have come. The only thing is you have to specify a vendor. So that's how the purchase template works. Then you have the other thing, which is the blanket order. So you know what a blanket order is. In previous versions of Odoo also, you might have heard about the blanket order. Like if you have a product, okay, you have a single product, you are ordering it in like the same product in different quantities you are ordering to the same vendor. In such cases, you can use the blanket order, okay. So in such case, you can see the agreement type will already be blanket order. Then you can choose a vendor over here. I'm putting the vendor as Gemini Furniture. And the product, I'll add the product as whiteboard pen. The quantity, I'm adding it as 50. Okay, and you can see how many are ordered right now. Like this 50 quantity, you can like first I'll buy 25, then I'll buy 25, then 25. Like 4 times I'm buying. Like same quantity from the same vendor in different times. That's what it. That is what basically it is. Okay. Now you can set the ordered quantity from here as well. Like the unit of measure can be added as well as the unit price can be added. So I'm setting the unit price as 10. Okay, so you can't change the ordered quantity here. As you order from that person, this will get reduced. Now I'm going to confirm this. Okay, this is Gemini Furniture. I'm buying a quotation, creating a quotation. So if you want, you can add a reference, and here I'm giving the quantity as 25. Okay, so after saving this, I'm confirming this order, and what you have to do is you have to receive the product as well. Okay, so receiving it, validating it, going back. Okay, now let's go back to the blanket order. So you can see right now the ordered quantity is 25. The total quantity is 50. Now inside that blanket order itself, you can see the RFQs. Okay, so in the RFQ, you can see how many RFQs are created. All such details. That is the RFQ that is created from the blanket order. Likewise, you can complete the quantities as small amount itself. Small, count itself. Now, right now I've ordered 25. The rest 25 can be ordered, or like 20 quantities, 5 quantities. Likewise, like based on your convenience, you can do the complete procedure. So that's the blanket order. Then you have one more thing, which is the purchase alternative. Now, you can't find it in any menus, but you have to go to quotation, create a new one. So I'll choose a vendor, let it be Gemini Furniture. And I'm adding a product, let it be whiteboard pen itself. And the quantity I'm giving it as 5. So in purchase alternative, what it looks like is that, for example, I'll take 3 vendors. For the same product, let it be whiteboard pen, 5 quantity of whiteboard pen, I'm ordering it to, or I'm requesting for quotation to 3 vendors, and all the 3 vendors are having 3 different prices for the same quantity of same product. So what will we basically do? We'll choose the best one. Obviously, the best one will be the cheaper one, right? So we'll look at the amount, and out of which you feel like the best deal, you can confirm one, and what happens is that others will be automatically cancelled. So this is what we are going to do in purchase alternatives. So I've already chosen the product, the quantity is given here, and here I'm setting the unit price as 100. So that's the very first thing. Then you can see an alternative over here. So click on the alternative tab and create alternative over here. So there only thing you have to do is choose a different vendor and copy the products and create alternative. So we've created another alternative. The unit price here I'm giving it as 200, which is greater than the first one. go to the alternative tab of this one, and you can already see the vendor and the reference as well as the total right now. Now, I'm going to create another alternative over here, choosing a different vendor. Let it be Amy Watson. Create alternative. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And here I'm giving the unit price as 50. So right now, 3 alternatives I've created here. You can see Gemini Furniture, Amy Watson, like 2 Amy Watson is there, right? Okay, whatever. Now, what you have to do is you have a thing called compare product lines. I'm clicking on compare product lines, and you can see the 3 different things, and one is shown in green color, which means Odoo is suggesting you to choose that particular thing as, Odoo is showing you that this is the best option. So you have the option to choose it or clearly. Like Odoo is not forcing you, but it's automatically showing you which one is the best option. So I'm going to click on choose over here. So you can see the choose and clear option on the others has gone. This is how the alternatives work. Now you can go back to the purchase order, request for quotations. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, that's how the alternatives work. Now here, if you look, the total is 0, but this one, the total can be found over here. It's an RFQ itself. Now you can go there and complete the procedure, but others has been cancelled automatically. So this is how the purchase alternatives work. Then you have vendors. So in case of sales, it's customer. Here it's vendor. You can click on new to create a new vendor. A vendor can be a person or a company. So if it's a person, then you can choose which company that person belongs to and all. So I'll put the name as John. The company name can be taken from here, and all other data will be taken as that of the parent company. Then you can add contact of the person. So for that, click on add contact. Now different or multiple contacts can be added, like a contact, invoice address, delivery address, and other addresses. So that can be added over here. Save and close it. So one address is added. Like for a single person, multiple addresses can be added. Then you have the sales and purchase tab, where you can add all the details regarding the sales, purchase, and not only that, then you have the fiscal information, point of sale, and miscellaneous information. Then comes the accounting, where it will be taking the accounting details of the parent company. Then comes the partner assignment, where the geolocation comes, and if you have any additional notes that can be added. Then you can see a thing called warning on purchase order and bills. Now, if this is not a proper vendor, like any kind of things that are to be noticed about the vendor, you can set a warning over here. Okay, like if the vendor is not available, you can see an example, the vendor is on vacation until the end of August. So in such cases, you can set a warning for the vendor, and once this vendor is chosen in an RFQ, this warning will pop up. Now I'll just give as this is a warning. Okay, set a warning over here. And I'm saving it. Now what I'm going to do is I'll try to add this person. Okay, let's go to orders, click on new. Okay, and let's create one with this vendor. This is John. Okay, Gemini Furniture, John. I'm adding a product. Whiteboard pen itself, the quantity, let it be 5. And what I'm going to do is save it, confirm it. Nothing happened. Let's go back and try again. Go to vendors. And then here you have John that we created right now. Okay, open John. So we'll search for John again. So this is the person that we created right now. And if you go to the notes, you can see warning on purchase orders and bills. Okay, so that's how you set a warning. Now what happens is that go on and try out how it looks like once this person is added in the purchase order. Okay, so that's the vendor creation. I hope everything we have done detailed video on separate topics, so don't worry. So this is just an overview. Okay, so that's how the vendors works. Then comes the product section, where you have the products as well as the product variant. Now, products are most commonly found in almost most of the modules, right? So here you can actually see all the products that are available in the purchase module. Okay, so it's in the Kanban view where you can see the picture of the product, the name, the variants, and the price of the product. And also you can see the on-hand quantities. So to create a new product, it's really easy. Click on new, and then you have to specify the name of the product. So I'll just create a product called pen, starting it. Now you can see it's by default available in the sales and purchase module. Okay, so after this you have details like the general information, the attributes and variants, sales, price, purchase, inventory, and accounting. So in the general information you have the product type. So basically you have three types of products, which is goods, service, and combo. So if your product is coming under the type goods, then you have to choose this particular radio button, which is goods. And if it is a service, then you have to click on service. And if it's a combo, you have to click on combo. So you know what service, goods, and combo is, right? Goods is what we are going to create over here. Then if it's a service, like if it's a doctor, teacher, or if it's a car wash and all, it can be a service. So such products should be created under the product type service. And then you have a thing called combo. Like if it's a food and all, there'll be combo choices that you are providing. Okay, in such cases you have to choose combo. But the other thing is that the combo options or combo choices should also be added over here. Like in case of food items and all, you can see there'll be a starter, meal, and a dessert, which is going to be a combo. Okay, so that's how it works. I'm putting it to goods itself, and then you have to set a sales price for the product. So by default it's 1, I'm changing it to 10. Like based on your need you can change it. Then you have the sales, taxes, the cost, category, reference, barcode, and company. And if any kind of internal notes are available, then you have to specify it over here. Now a single product can have multiple attributes and variants. Okay, so those attributes and variants can be specified over here. Like in case of a pen, there can be multiple attributes, like the brand of the pen, whether it's a ball pen or an ink pen. Then you can set the color of the pen and all, right? Blue ink, red ink, black ink and all. So such attributes can be specified over here. For that, click on add a line. Then already a lot of attributes are created. So you can choose one out of it. I'm setting it as color, where you can set the values. Okay, so currently we don't have any values for color. You can set one, like if, for example, if you choose the shoe size and all, you can see the different sizes that come. Similarly, I show you how to configure it. So let it be there right now. Then you have the sales section where you can see the upselling and cross-selling of the product. Then you can see the e-commerce shop. So all such details, that is the website in which this product should be available, the tags, whether it's published or not, the categories, and the ribbon that you are going to specify, whether it's sold out, out of stock, sales, new. Such ribbons, if you want to specify, that can be given over here. Then to the e-commerce, if you want to add any kind of media, like a picture and all of the product, then you can click on add a media. Then you have the e-commerce description as well as the quotation description. Then comes the price. So if any price list is applicable for the product that you are creating, that price list can be added over here. Okay, so you can create a price list rule from the product itself. So that's how it works. Now I'll already show you how it looks like. Then comes the inventory, where you can specify the traceability and the logistics, as well as a description for receipts and delivery orders. Then finally comes the accounting, where you can calculate and specify the cost and revenue by putting on the income account and the expense account. So that's how you create a product. And then you have a lot of smart tabs. Okay, in each of these smart tabs you will get the count where this product is also involved, like bill of material for the product, documents of the product, like how many units are sold, in and out, how, like the movement and all can be tracked of the product. And this is in red color because it's not yet published in the website. So that's how it looks like. Now if you want to take a look at only the product variants, click on product variants, and it will be showing you all the variants of the products that are existing in your system. Then comes the reporting, where you have the purchase analysis. So if you click on the purchase analysis, it will give you a graphical representation, but it has a pivot table also. So in the graphical representation, you can see the untaxed total on different dates. So you have the purchase orders or confirmation date. That is the default filter that is specified. Now if you remove it, you can get all the untaxed total of different dates over here. And in the graph, you can see only a measure can be used at a time. So if you want to change it, like if I want the quantity billed or quantity ordered, that can be taken. That too in different types of graphs. You have the bar chart, line chart and pie chart. So let's move on to the pivot table. So this is the pivot table which shows the untaxed total and total as well as the count. So multiple measures can be added. I am adding the quantity which is billed, quantity which is ordered, and so much measures are available that simultaneously all these can be used. So that's the reporting. Then comes the configuration. In the configuration, the settings is what we have over here. I'll talk about it. I'll keep it aside. Then you have the vendor price list. Okay, so you have price list in sales. Similarly, setting a price list for a particular vendor is what you can call as the vendor price list. So if you click on new, you will have the option to set the vendor. So I'm adding Gemini Furniture's John as the vendor. The vendor product name can be chosen from here. So for which vendors, which product you are adding this. The vendor product code can be added here, the lead time of the vendor. So you know what lead time is. It is in days between the confirmation of the purchase order and the receipt of the product in your warehouse used by the scheduler for automatic computation of purchase order planning. Then comes the price list calculation. So you can add the product variant, quantity, unit price, validity, discount percentage that you are applying for the price list and the company. So we have done a detailed video on vendor price list also. You can refer to it. So basically this is how you create it and how it looks like. Then you have the product section where you have the attributes. So if you click on the attributes, you have different attributes like the brand, size, shoe size, color, gender and all. So if you want to create a new attribute, click on new and then you have to specify the attribute name. So I'll create one called color. You have the display type as radio, pilt, select color, multiple checkbox image. So you can decide how it should look like once you are selecting an attribute for the product. Then you have the variant creation. It has 3 different methods. Like you should never create one, dynamically create one or instantly create one. Then you can add values for the product. So color means you can add values like red, blue, black and all such things. And you can make it visible or hidden in the e-commerce, on the product card or even the e-commerce category. So that's how it works. Now you can see the different ones that have been already created. Okay, then you have the categories of the product. So you have product categories like deliveries, expenses, drinks and all. So if you are creating a drink, you have to put it under the category called drinks. Now if it's an office related product or an outdoor product, you can create one based on that. So creating a category is simple. Click on new. There you have to specify the name of the category. If lamps is the category, you can choose the parent category over here. I'm putting it under the deliveries. Okay, you have the tax category, the logistics, inventory valuation, account properties and all. So I'll simply save it. So a new category has been created. Okay, that's how you do it. And then you have the units and packaging. So you know the units of measure and all, right? So this is how the units and packaging is configured. Click on new. You will have to specify the unit name. I'm giving the unit name and the quantity which comes under the unit. Like if it's a one quantity or one unit, how much it is. So that's the quantity and the reference unit you are giving. 1 unit will be called as a unit. Likewise, you can configure new units. So I'm discarding it. Then finally, you have the configuration settings. So inside the settings itself, you have a lot of options like the orders, invoicing, products and logistics. Now orders, you have already seen certain things like you have already seen the logged, confirmed orders, the purchase agreements and alternatives. Then you have the receipt reminder that also you have seen like ask, confirmation and all you've already seen. Then you have the warnings. Now you can set warnings for the products as well as the vendors. So that will be displayed in the RFQ once you choose the product or the vendor. Then you have the purchase order approval. Now if you create a purchase order and the amount, like you set a minimum amount here as 5,000. Now if the amount is above 5,000, then you need the approval of the manager to complete the procedure. Okay, so that amount can be set to over here. Only then you can, complete it. That's it. Then you have the invoicing, that is the 3-way matching. That is you make sure that you bill only for the products that you receive. Okay. Then comes the products where you have the variance, unit of measure, packaging and variant grid entry. So while creating a purchase, now if you have multiple vendors, multiple various variants of the product, a grid will appear from which you can enter the variants. Then comes the logistics section where you have the replenishment and the drop shipping. So the drop shipping means if your customer and your vendor is on the same place, you don't have to stay there as a middle person. The vendor can directly give the product to the customer because their location is the same. So that's the drop shipping. And then you have the replenish on order. Like if there is any out of stock and all, once an order comes for the product for which there is no much quantity, that on-hand quantity, then it will replenish. Okay, once the order is triggered, the replenishment will occur so that the product will be available. So these much features are what the purchase order is, not the purchase order, sorry, the purchase module is providing us. But don't worry guys, as I said before, this is not a deep dive, this is just an overview, and we'll be giving detailed video on each of the topic of the purchase module. So stay tuned for that. I hope this is clear for you guys. So that's it. So that's how easily you can manage your purchase activities using the purchase module of Odoo 19. I hope that was clear for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you guys in the next video.